William and Kate recently moved their family from Kensington Palace to Adelaide Cottage at the beginning of September, but changes to their level of seniority now the Queen has died mean they will soon need to move again. Despite the fact that they literally just moved into Adelaide Cottage, it looks like the Prince and Princess of Wales are expected to move into Windsor Castle proper now that Charles is king. Until now, Charles and Camilla have been based at Clarence House in London, so they will have to decide whether to use Buckingham Palace as their primary residence, as the Queen chose to in the last 2 years. King Charles and Queen Consort Camilla will likely move from Clarence House to Buckingham Palace, but it looks like Prince William and Catherine could move as well, despite the fact that they literally just relocated from their country home and Hall to Adelaide Cottage. There is a radical drive to overhaul a vast royal estate, which includes moving the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge into Windsor Castle proper. Charles's wide-ranging plans include turning Balmoral into a museum to the Queen, and moving the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge into Windsor Castle. Prince and Princess of Wales means they will eventually move into Windsor Castle, as well as carrying out a royal version of levelling up. At least time they will not have far to go, as Adelaide Cottage is already in the grounds of Windsor's home park, around 25 miles from central London. Just last week, their children started as day pupils at their new school at Lambsbrook, which is a 10-minute drive from their new home. Their children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis, only started at their new school on Wednesday, so it would be unsettling for them to move again. The family moved into Adelaide Cottage, close to Windsor Castle, at the end of the summer. The 4-bedroom home marked a big change for the family, as not only was it much smaller than their former home, it had no room for live-in staff for the first time. The family also reportedly chose to move to Windsor to give their children the opportunity to have as normal an upbringing as possible. Something that is likely even more important now that their eldest son, Prince George, is second in line to the throne. This week, William also inherited the title of Duke of Cornwall and the Scottish titles, the Duke of Rothesay, Earl of Carrick, Baron of Renfrew, Lord of the Isles and Prince and Great Steward of Scotland. Catherine said she appreciates the history associated with the role of the Princess of Wales but wants to create her own path. The Prince must now decide on arrangements for his investiture as Prince of Wales, which is scheduled to happen after the King's coronation and is likely to be next year. He is said to favour a low-key ceremony, different to his father's at Carnarvon Castle in 1969. Earlier this year it was reported that Queen Elizabeth II would permanently live at Windsor Castle and not return to Buckingham Palace full-time. The news came after the 95-year-old monarch moved into what was previously known as her weekend residence at the beginning of the pandemic in 2020. Kensington Palace will remain as William and Kate's official residence and their working base, which will continue to house their office staff. The Cambridges will use the pretty 19th-century Adelaide Cottage as their base after the Queen gave them permission to lease the 4-bedroom Grade 2 listed home, which belongs to the Crown Estate. As their new home is not considered to be as vast as the likes of Kensington Palace or their 10-bedroom Norfolk country mansion and Hall, their full-time nanny Maria Teresa Tarian-Borrello will live elsewhere for the first time, as will other staff including the housekeeper and the chef. George, 9, Charlotte, 7 and Louis, 4, then started at their new school, the prestigious Lanebrook School, on Thursday, only to lose their beloved great-grandmother on the same day. However, now their parents have taken on the new titles of Prince and Princess of Wales following King Charles III's accession to the throne, they may face pressure to move into Windsor Castle. But the couple are likely to resist any imminent move, opting instead to allow their children time to adjust to their new life. Any move will be made with their children's best interests at heart. The Queen's loss will be keenly felt by the family, who are all close to the monarch. In a statement released by Prince William, he spoke of the impact she had on his life, saying while the world lost an extraordinary leader he had lost a grandmother, thanking her for her kindness. Windsor Castle was frequented by Queen Elizabeth II, who would spend many of her private weekends here until her death. It was also where the Queen spent her Easter holidays, as well as her base for the Royal Ascot. It is also used for significant ceremonial and stately occasions.